Hey guys, this is Sam from Unreal Madness here, and today I'm going to bring you the other last, probably last, maybe not last tutorial on the menus for in-game. The one we're going to be doing now is the options menu, so it's going to be like resolution, texture quality, post-processing quality, shadow quality. As I said, I could do another tutorial on selecting levels, like a level selector, but that's only if you guys want me to, so leave a comment in below and tell me if you would like that. So anyway, let's start. If you've been doing all my tutorials with me, then you should be at the stage where you have an in-game menu and a main menu. Now, if you haven't and you don't know how to set up a main menu or an in-game menu, then you can watch my tutorials. I'll leave a link in the description about I can't talk, two tutorials. So anyway, we're going to start off, and we want to right-click in-game menu, and we want to duplicate it, and we want to name it as options. The reason we're doing this is because this this already has the whole screen. So what we want to do is anyway, we want to delete the vertical box, and we want to make a vertical box, and we want to make it quite large, and this is what will hold all of our options in. Now we want to make a horizontal box, and what this will do is this will hold this will keep in line all of the functions to do with which item. Now if we just add text to it, you probably don't drag it. You could drag it over there, but just if you have trouble trying to get into the box, and just drag it down here and put it under vertical box, under horizontal box. And we want to name this. So the first one we're going to be doing is shadow quality. So if we name this shadow quality, and I'm going to put a colon at the end of mine. Reason being, it makes it look a little bit neater. We need to add buttons now. Precious buttons. And we want to add 4 of them. Reason being is most of the quality settings that you have to access console, which I'll show you how to do, usually have 4 settings. The first one usually is off on some of them, not all of them, and it scales up to 3 then. So that'd be low, that'd be medium, that would be high, and that will be epic. So we need to have text for these boxes now. So drag text in there, drag text in there, drag text in there, drag text in there. And what we want to do is we want to rename these. So this will be low. Medium. High. Without the hashtag. And we want epic. Now, what I like to do, and it's entirely up to you at this point, is I like to add padding to separate them apart, so it gives them a nice little separation. I will align this. There we go, so it lines up neatly. And what we're going to do is we're just going to click horizontal box and hold shift and go down to epic. And we want to copy that. And then left click vertical box, and you want to paste it again. And I think we want to paste it once more. Reason being is we don't want to do it over and over and over again, so this is quite easy. We want to rename this to texture quality. And we want to rename this to post quality. That'd be the post processing quality. Now, with these, comes the fun part, is to make sure the first horizontal box is open, and that's going to be the shadow quality. And we want to click on the button, and we want to drag down here, and we want to click on clicked. Just delete that. And on the collect, we want it to do is to, oh wait, we need to make a new variable. We need to make a new variable. We need to call this shadow quality. And we want this to be a string. So we want to drag that out and we want to set that. Connect that up. Now, for what we put into the string, there is a website here that tells you all of the commands. So post-processing, quality, shadow quality, and texture quality. So the way we're going to be doing this is that, where's shadow quality? Just want to copy one of those, and we want to go back into Blueprint, and we want to paste it in there. We then want to drag this off and type in execute console command. And we want to drag off shadow quality, and we want to get that. So what this will do is, this basically tells it to activate this console command when we click low, which is basically, we'll turn it down lowest setting. I believe on shadow quality, that turns it completely off. So if we go on to now our next button, and we go down, and we want to, actually, can I just do this and do it for everyone? There we go. And then click on collect. We could just actually just copy and paste that. So Control C and Control V to copy and paste. And then you want to connect that up, and you want to go back, select the next button, and click on collect, and then you want to paste that again, and I'll drag that over, and you want to change this one to a 2, so it goes 0, 1, 2, and then a 3, and connect that up there, and then you want to go back to designer once more for this one, and you want to go on epic, and you then want to go on collect, drag that over, and you want to change this one to a 3, number 3. And just connect that. So there we go. So that's the shadow quality section done. Now we want to hide this horizontal box, and we want to go down to the next one, which is the texture quality. So if we click on that button and click on clicked, we need to go and grab the texture quality command now, which is over here. So let's copy that. And we want to make a new variable called texture quality. And we want to drag that out, we want to type in set without the space. Oh, without the enter space. And we want to drag that off, we want to type in execute console command. We want to drag off texture quality again and get that, and then connect it down here. We then want to go back to developer, and I have to admit this is boring, it does take time. And then copy paste. And change that to 1. Go back, next button. And paste. Change this one to 2. We'll go back, next button, and we want to change this to press to click. There we go. And we want to paste that again, and we want to just change this one to a 3. Drag it off of there and drag it onto there. Okay, so now that is texture quality done. I know it's pretty simple. It is boring, but it is simple. Now we want to hide that horizontal box. We want to go on to the next one. We want to select the button. We want to go on clicked, and then we want to make another one called post quality. And we want to drag that out, and we want to set get. We then want to drag that and type in execute console command. Then we want to get post quality. And then we want to find scalability. Oh, not do this. we're going to find post quality, which is here. I'm going to copy that, go back into this, paste it in there. So what this will basically do is, this will tell post quality to this specific string, and then it will execute the console command, and that post quality is what we set it to. So, yeah. So now that is set up, we need to go back, and we need to click on the next button, and we need to click on clicked, and we want to set, copy and paste that, set that to that. We want to do 1, and we want to connect that up. Go back to this, grab that, put it down here. We want to paste it again, and we want to change that to a 2, and connect that up. Go back to here, select the last button, on clicked, paste. We want to set that to a 3. So there we go. Now that's all set up properly. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set down the resolution. Now the resolution can be an extremely funny thing to do. So I'm just going to place a text box in there. Call it resolution. And with a semicolon there. And for this, I'm just going to include some buttons. It'll make it bigger when we put text in it. And we just want to add some buttons and some text. So I think we want to do, I think it's 120 by 720 and 1080p mainly, but I think, yeah, we go add one more in. So we have 3 of them, and we just want to change that. As well, not 50. Awesome. So this one is, I need to find out what 8. So we want to do 800 by 600. We do. So what we want to do is, now this command isn't in the scalability difference, but I'll give it to you here. And what this will do is, if I paste it into the text box here, you get to see what I mean. So we got r.setRes, horizontal times vertical. So we take that now. We want to call this 800 times, what was it? I think it's 800 times 600. So 800 times 600, that's got to be like one of the worst resolutions it was ever. But okay, so 800 times 600, and we want to do 1280 times 720, and we want to do on this one 1980 times 1080. So there we go. So if we just click on that thing when on clicked, we want to bring it out, and we want to have it set to sorry, I just need to think about this now. My mind's gone blank. Create a new variable. Call it resolution. And we want to drag that. We want to set it, and we want to set the resolution to be. First one is 800 by 600. So 800 by 600. Take out. And what the F does, that'll make it full screen. We want it to be full screen anyway. So if you don't want it to be full screen, just take out that F and it will work. So we want to connect that up, and then we want to drag this off and type in execute console command. And we want to drag off resolution, and we want to get that. Okay, next one is set it 1280 by 720. I'm going to go on click, and we want to just copy and paste that, to be honest. And we want to change the 800 to 1280. I want to change that to 720. And just connect that up there. And then for the final one, we want to click that, and we want to on clicked, paste that again. And we want to do 1980 by 1080. Okay, now that is all set up, and that should be working fine. And we've got a shadow quality, texture quality, and post-processing quality. We want to just make sure we compile that and save that. Now, we need to add in a back button because we want to really escape from this. And I'm just going to add a text into that. I want to just call it back. And when we push this button we want it to have it set out so it can... So if we're in our in-game menu and we select options, we want, when we're in options, we want to go back to in-game menu. When we're in our main menu, we want to select, when we select options, we want, when we click back, we want to go back to the main menu. So this will just set it out. We want to create a new variable, and we want to call this previous widget. And we want to just click on variable type string here. We want to type in user and user widget, and make sure you select class. So now that is set up, what we want to do is we want to remove from parent, and then we want to create widget, and we want to drag off previous widget, and we want to get that. There we go, and then we just want to drag that over and add to viewport. So that'll add it to the viewport. So this gets whatever this is set to, which we're going to set it in the other two widgets now. So if we go into our in-game menu, and if we go to graph, we need to set up options, don't we? Click options on clicked. Just make sure that's all right. And we want to do create main. Sorry, create widget, and we want to select this to options, and then we want to drag that off and add to viewport. We want to go back to this, and we want to drag it off, and we want to type in set previous widget, and the previous widget in this case would be this would be this menu, so we need to go in-game menu. I'm going to compile that. We just actually might as well just copy that. Oops. One more thing. Don't forget to type in remove from parent, because we want to remove it. We don't want to add to it. Now, if we go to our compile that, if we go to our main menu, and if we click options and on clicked. Okay, I must have copied that in. Paste that. Drag it across, select options widget, and this widget, because we're in the main menu, we just need to set it to the main menu. So now that should be all sorted. Just make sure everything is saved, because it will not work otherwise. Now to test the menu, I recommend doing it in standalone game, which is select that and then select standalone game. Reason being is commands like when you hit escape, when you're in viewport, it will end it instead of performing a function saying menu. Okay, it's opened yet. We're in here now. I'm in my game. And what we want to do is we want to select options, and we just want to go back just to make sure. Now this should be 800 times 600, and you're going to see a horrible resolution screen, yeah? See, isn't that, that's pretty nice, isn't it? Go back, select options, we're going to do 1280 by 720. There we go, so that's a little bit better. You can see how that affects. And the options again, when we want to go back, we're going to do 1980 by 1080p. Which will move it back here. There we go. So, to test for the shadow quality and the texture quality, the pose quality, I'm going to modify my level a bit. Reason being is in this level I have got static meshes instead of BSPs. So what I am going to do is I'm going to replace those with BSPs so I can show you the texture quality. I'll be back now. Okay, and I'm back. So I just set a few things to BSPs to show you what the quality will be like. What I'll do first is I will set everything to high. So I'll set everything to high just to show you what it looks like, and then I'll set everything down to low. Now there is one thing just to keep in mind with this, is that with shadow quality only affects objects that are moving. Reason being is objects that are set to move have a dynamic shadow. Anything set to static is more burned into its pattern. It will still shade, but it will be burnt in, so it won't be dynamic shadowing. So anyway, let's start off. Let's escape, hit options, and we want to go epic on all, including 1980 by 1080. There we go. And we want to go back, and this is what it is like on high quality. If I set it over here so you get to see what, pay attention to detail of the brick as well as the shadows. So go back, we want to hit low, low, and low. Resume, and you can see here is the shadows for my characters have gone. There's not really any shadows for them now. All of these objects are static, so if you have anything that's movable, its shadow is affected. Now if I go back and if I change everything to 800 by 600, go back, go resume, you can see how everything does not look as good. Does not look as good at all. Switch it back and let's do medium for all of them. 19 by 1080. And there we go. That's quite reasonable size. You can see the shadows are back, so it does work. Yeah, I believe that's it, guys. If you have a look at the scalability reference I gave you, there's quite a few other stuff on there. You just have to do it the same method I done it, and you should be able to do it no problem. So also, if you want me to do a tutorial on how to select a level, leave a comment below so I get to know if you guys want that, and I'll be able to do it. And that'll be like how to select levels, how to unlock levels, and all that. So until next time, guys.